Coming to you live from different parts of the world. It's Dajanamals has a podcast. We're your hosts,
Yay!
Otter A, Makasi, and
Hi.
Vinaka.
I think it's Otter B.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Otter B. Anyway, we are the people who host Dajanamals game shows. It's basically a Discord, us three plus a couple other people
Awesome.
run. We host Survivors, Big Brothers. You know, like if you're into Minecraft game shows, you should definitely go ahead. It will be down in like the description box so you can join. It's a lot of fun. We have a great time. There's lots. If you love memes, join.
Okay.
So how about we just go ahead and we like all introduce ourselves. Jay, you can go first. I hit my
Hi,
chair.
I have a lot in common with you all. Like Tucker, I run track, and like Chris, I'm also from New Jersey. So yeah, I hope this is a good season. I'm a very big fan of Big Brother Minecraft. So yeah.
Dylan.
Makasi.
Hi. And you can call me Dill, Dylan, Dildo, whatever floats your boat. But in reality, I actually live my life. Yeah.
You love cutting out Dylan. Anyway,
Yeah.
hi, my name is Hannah. Otter A, Shook Little Pumpkin. I just have so many great names. Like, honestly, I'm so iconic.
That was not your season 6 intro, but okay.
We weren't doing season 6 intros.
Look at the notes Dylan wrote.
Our entire thing is not based on season 6. We're more than just that.
Our entire brand is season 6.
I just.
I know, I want to get away.
She's trying to rebrand, okay?
Okay. Anyway, so I think that we should start off by just going with the production stuff because so we've been hosting for probably a few months now. We probably started around like June, August.
Yeah, around June. Should we talk about our roles and like?
I don't know if we need roles really because we're all just hosts and kind of do whatever. Yes.
We all work together to make a show run as smooth as possible. Because literally the only time we've had like a non-hectic game show is when all three of us are hosting. Can we just appreciate that for a minute?
Incorrect. That's the least hectic.
Is that not what you said?
Anyway,
Okay.
So
This season now. Etna,
Jay, do you want to explain like some of the, you know?
I'll gladly take over me. Okay, so this season took place on August 5th, spanning to August 6th because we ended around what 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
That sounds right.
So this game was a 15-person season. Dylan and I pretty much planned it. Hannah wasn't there the day of, but we did. She knows everything that happened. So Hannah's just here to contribute some good ideas and like
Memes.
So anyway, this season we decided we wanted to have 15 people because we wanted to do 3 tribes. We thought 12 was too small and 18 was too big. So with the 15 castaways, we decided that we weren't going to have any tribe swaps. We wanted it to be all natural. Just go to the end, go to the vert merge together, and pretty much just play the game like that, like original Survivor. So then from there, we always wanted to have Exile Island in play, but we didn't want it to be a big like power game-changing twist where someone would skip tribal every time. So we did it where the first place tribe in an immunity challenge would pick someone from the second place tribe to go to Exile instead of the third. And I feel like that ended up pretty well, but we can get back into that in a bit. We also decided we want to have some kind of big advantage in the game that a player could receive. With the first immunity challenge, there was something hidden called the vote flip, which allowed somebody to switch the votes at Tribal Council from votes to save, or votes to eliminate to votes to save. So if you got a vote, you'd be safe at that point. And then the last twist we really wanted to do was like, it was pretty simple. We were just like, hey, if you have 2 hidden immunity idols, you can combine them into 2, or you can combine them into 1 and make it a super idol. And that's pretty much all the twists and changes we did for this. Wasn't really that big, but yeah, you guys want to take over from here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll.
When both of you are cutting out for me.
I love that for us. What do you want me to say? Tribes? I'll say tribes if him does.
Yeah, you do tribes.
Yeah. So with the tribes, there were 3 tribes, as Jaden once said, and they were purple, yellow, and blue. And so basically, tribe names were the 1 second. Can you hear me?
You're cutting out. I think Hannah
I
should
know,
take this.
one second. Okay, there we go. So the three tribes were Uner, which was the yellow tribe, Magicka, the purple tribe, and blue tribe. Each tribe consisted of 5 people.
Messy.
Yeah, so they all started the game. Uner was the yellow tribe and consists of Duke, Chelsea, Team, and Derek. Magicka was the purple tribe. That was Shay, Jaison, Smooth, and Reid. And then the blue tribe that I cannot pronounce, Josh, Austin, Masterfy, and Bunny. These were cute tribes. I'm not gonna lie.
It cut out.
I said
No, it cut out when you said it.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so they all started the game. They stayed in those tribes. Uner won first place in the first immunity challenge. The blue tribe was a close second. Uner decided to send Josh to exile, which is where he got, right?
It was at that point in the game. We had Colin in the game. Colin had found he found the clue to the vote seal, or the vote flip. So he went to the first immunity challenge, and he told his tribe he was going to do the puzzle. So he ran over and got the vote flip. However, then he had to leave the game, which was when Jaison entered. But Colin gave it to Wusty before he left, so that's when Wusty got the vote flip. And then Duke found the Uner idol at this point. I think Josh found the Vesley idol, and then...
Bunny, you mean?
Oh, it was Bunny, yeah, you're right. It was Bunny found it, and then Josh found an idol on Exile Island, and... Who am I missing? Who had it on purple? On the purple tribe, I think Wusty had it, yeah.
Wusty.
The real question is, after the first trial, do you think it was smart for Uner to send such a strong player like Josh to exile?
I think it was.
I do thought it was part of like his kind of outside relationships that sent it to him, because he is friends with like Duke and Chelsea and Teemo, which is the majority of the Uner tribe. So they probably were like, okay, let's send Josh, because if Josh makes it, he'll probably have some sort of advantage that will help us in the game, which did end up happening. So yeah, I do think it was smart game-wise for a lot of people to do it. And a lot of people were kind of blind to the fact that Josh had those allies in order to send him.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very big reoccurring theme in this game that Duke, Chelsea, Teemo kind of control what their tribe is going to do. It does really like make itself to the merge, because as we'll see in a bit, it's kind of like they have complete control. Like they voted together all the times they went to tribal, and it's just.
And also with that, I feel like the season was just controlled by Chelsea and Duke.
Agreed.
Definitely.
There was a lot of strong players, especially like people in the final 5. They controlled the game from like the start. Like the second they hit the ground, they were like, they had control over their tribe, which is why I feel like it was a really good final 5, because they all controlled their tribe. Yeah.
Well, if we want to go back to this tribal by tribal thing, it's kind of like we look back at this, and it's like we look at the season, we're always like, oh, Duke and Chelsea controlled the whole thing, but then it's like we look back at the first tribal, and we often forget how funny it started out in the game when Magicka comes in last in immunity, and Reid tells hosts, he says, guys.
I love my mom interrupting podcast.
Reid comes in and says, guys, I have to leave in 15 minutes. Is that okay? And us being, experienced game show people, we're kind of like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna end in 15 minutes, Reid. And so then
there's 15 people.
Yeah, there's 15 people. We literally have to do a tribal and challenge every minute. So
and a vote off.
I said tribal and a challenge.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so Reid.
You have such an ugly laugh.
This is not the time to insult everyone. Okay. So, yeah, so Reid tells us he's going to leave, and we're like, well, Reid, how are you going to leave in 15 minutes? Like, I told Reid, personally, I was like, Reid, you just tell your tribe to vote you off, because I don't want you to quit. I don't want someone to be voted out of your tribe, and then you have to leave, too. So just, like, if you want to do that, then go for it. And then he was like, okay, and he did it. He voted he told his whole tribe to vote him out, which is a really unfortunate thing to see happen because I thought Reid was going to be a really good player.
Hashtag Reid for All Stars. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Um,
So that vote off ended to be 4-1. Reid voted for Jaison because he couldn't vote himself. Day 4, something, I don't know, just second, going into second tribal, Dylan, do you...
Oh, yes. At the challenge, Jace again, and Magica won second, meaning someone from Magica had to be sent. Am I cutting out?
Oh, you were a little bit. You're good now.
Okay. I'm going to continue. Test. Hello?
You're good.
Yeah, you're...
Okay, so meaning Magica coming in second, they had to send someone to exile, of course, and they pick our last minute backup. Oh man, moving my mic closer. Last minute backup, which was Jaison, and at exile, Jaison actually ended up not finding the book. Like, he got the clue and everything, but he couldn't find the idol for some strange reason due to Josh getting it. So meaning with Magica and Uter winning, it sends Vesely into tribal. Bunny being the biggest target for not really helping the tribe in, that's not our words, that's the quote, of not really helping the tribe, but they couldn't get out by an idol. Do you guys think it was a great idea to target Bunny for having the idol? Or do you think
Bonnie, not Bonnie, oh my god. Bunny is a strong player in games such as Shay's Instagram game. Yeah, and especially the fact that he had an idol and a lot of people knew about the idol, like, it was... So that's when Josh and Austin came up with the plan to blindside Bunny. They told Masterfy to vote Sarah because they needed a way to
tie it.
The plan.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, no, it wasn't necessarily to tie it. It was because Masterfy, they were scared that Masterfy would be close with Bunny, so they realized that they had to tell Masterfy, because if they went up to Bunny and said vote for Sam, Bunny would have thought it was like really shady. But with Masterfy being so close to Bunny, they thought that if they told Masterfy, yeah, we're voting Sam tonight, and then Masterfy tells Bunny, it would be more realistic than Austin or Josh telling him.
I mean, if Bunny...
The only thing that could have screwed up...
If it was a tie, but no.
The only thing that could have screwed over this entire plan is if Masterfy and Bunny ended up being close and Bunny went to go tell Masterfy, hey, they're throwing out your name. And then Masterfy would have been, oh, I'm hearing. And so Bunny probably would have ended up using... They probably would have voted Sam together, and then Bunny made idol on Masterfy, maybe? Or if he found out that they were trying to be shady, he would have used it on himself, and this season would have been completely different then.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
That's just a theory. I don't even know if that would have happened.
It could have. But nonetheless, Bunny doesn't use his hidden immunity idol and goes home 3-1 with Masterfy voting for Sam and Bunny voting for Masterfy. That tribal really shaped the season with how much of how big the gameplay was going to be going forward. And we got really excited after that about how this season, we were like, wow, this is actually shaping. We're getting a great season for our first time hosting. And then the next two vote offs kind of just made us fall from that pedestal really kind of quickly.
So there was a clear majority alliance on Uter. That was Duke, Chelsea, and Teemo. And all agreed that it would be best in order to get out Derek and Charles. Because I don't really know exactly why. I think it partially had to do with they were scared that they were going to flip on them, go merge. So they went from being first in every single immunity challenge to purposely throwing the challenges. And because of that, Vesely ended up winning immunity, Magica getting in second. They decided to send Shay to Exile Island, and then back at camp, they knew that they wanted to vote out Derek. Derek knew he was the target, and he tried to talk the charge and be like, vote somebody from that group out. And if I remember correctly, Derek was trying to convince Teemo that he should join their side to get out Duke or Chelsea.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that didn't. So Derek went home by a 3-2 vote, charge of Derek being on the outs and voting Teemo.
Yeah, that is kind of what happened. I think Derek did kind of appeal to all three of them because he did try to just get someone to flip, someone in that group to break, because they voted Teemo, but they did talk to Teemo about flipping, so like it does show that they kind of did talk to everyone, because even if Teemo did flip, it would have tied 2-2 with one vote on whoever Teemo voted for. And then they would have revoted, and I feel like it wouldn't have been successful if they got Teemo to flip. If Duke or
Yeah,
Chelsea
because then
flipped.
Teemo would have been on the outs, and he would have been like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Derek's a snake. Derek lied to me," and I
Unless-
think he would have ended up voting Derek, and then whoever wasn't. Wait, no, Teemo couldn't vote because he was in the top.
Yeah, but unless Derek and Charge would be able to pin the 2 votes on Teemo from Duke and Chelsea. Obviously, there would be 2 votes for Derek, but you could say one of them voted for Duke, one of them voted for Derek, one of them voted for Teemo, and you could say that the same thing happened with both groups, and it's like, at that point, I don't know, Teemo still was the swing vote in this tribe, and it felt like there was a lot of potential for this tribal to actually like have something happen, but watching it watching it play out was just really kind of sad for us, because we knew that Derek had potential, and then at the next tribal, it was pretty much the same thing. Vesely won immunity, Magico wins second. There is no exile this time, and Charge goes home.
Wait, I do have a quick question.
Yes.
Do you think if Teemo would have flipped and joined the like underdog side, which was Charge and Derek, do you think like, I mean, they're obviously a crazy different, but do you think it would have been best for Teemo to do that?
It depends on where you look at it, because if they had lost that immunity challenge right after they vote Charge out, then yeah, Teemo was going home. It was going to be 2-1 to get Teemo out. But looking at it now, it's like they did that alliance of 3 did kind of steamroll their way to the end once they hit the merge. So it really it's kind of just the circumstances of, if he did flip, it would have been, if he flipped and they didn't lose I don't know, he was on the bottom of the 3 if they had to cut someone, which becomes evident later. But yeah, I think it was not in his best interest to flip at this point in the game, but I do think the opportunity will present itself.
I do think whether Teemo decided to flip or not, he was kind of on the bottom of no matter what side he decided to be, which sucks. So because of that, Teemo got another vote next tribal, and Charge ended up, like you said.
Yep.
Tribal number 5, yeah.
Well, going into wait, do you want me to?
You do it.
No,
or
alright,
does Dylan want
alright, my guy. Unless Dylan, do you want to do it?
Oh, there we go. Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Can you guys hear me clear?
Yeah.
My mic wasn't working. But what tribal are you on?
5.
5.
5! Okay, cute. That's cute. That's real cute. I have to scroll up to get back to the spreadsheet.
Well, at the immunity, do you want me to do the immunity? You can explain the tribal.
On to it.
What?
My favorite immunity of the season.
You cut out.
Oh,
His favorite immunity of the season.
Oh.
So in this season, it's a reoccurring favorite immunity where basically they have to make the logo of the season, and in this,
Out of maps.
Pardon?
I said they have to make it out of maps.
Using maps, you have to make the logo of the season. And so in this, after Uniter previously threw the last 2 challenges to get out the weak members, they were expecting a tribe swap in hopes that they would get someone like Shay or Josh on their tribe, like another number. We didn't have a tribe swap in the season. And so they were basically like, fuck, we don't have a chance to, if we lose this, we're honors, like we're going home. So basically, Uniter kept it in clutch, and so basically, they had to win. They had no other choice. It was between Magica and Vesely, and Magica pulls out the win just by seconds, with Shay finishing the puzzle. And with that being said, sending Vesely to Tribal Council. In this Tribal Council, it was a very toss-up every time you go into a different call. It was the only name that was never mentioned was Sam, because Sam was in the competition. Austin sat out. So that was the only name not being mentioned in the call was Sam's. So at this point, Jay and I didn't know who was going home. It could have been Josh, it could have been Austin, it could have been Masterfy. at Tribal, due to the questions being asked and the rumor of idols and such, just in general of just trust and loyalty in the game, they decided to get rid of Masterfy by a 4-1 vote, where everyone voted Masterfy. 3-1, sorry. And then Masterfy voted Josh. So do you guys think it was smart to vote off Masterfy, someone who is considerably loyal in games? Or do you think they should have voted off someone like prone to flipping, like Sam or Austin?
I don't. It depends on what you were looking at, because you did expect either a tribe swap or a merge soon. So if they were looking long-term gameplay, no, it was not smart at all. They should have kept Masterfy. He's not the strongest at competitions. He's a alliance member to have, but I think they were kind of looking at it short term, and they're like, okay, well, Masterfy, he wasn't really good at the competition, so let's go ahead and get him out. So it just kind of depends.
Remember something, that Masterfy didn't want to do the voting part, but they made Masterfy do the voting part. Possibly.
True, and because not really a setup, I think it was just kind of like, well, like, there's only one spot left, and like none of us want to do it, and you're kind of the quiet one, so he kind of got pushed to the side, which sucks, especially like a player like him to go out, because he kind of was overspoken, because he has a lot of loud personalities. He has Austin, he has Sam on his tribe and earlier, so I feel like he was just the quiet one, and he kind of just got overshadowed.
Yeah,
definitely. I think he did very much get overshadowed because he was probably the quietest on that tribe. Also, at this point, we gotta acknowledge the fact that Josh could have gone home if someone had flipped and voted with Masterfy. Josh could have gone home in a tie with a revote. Like, looking at it, Josh had a hidden immunity idol that he didn't play, which was very smart for him, obviously, because then he got to save it and like eventually get a super idol. But I just put the spreadsheet on the screen, by the way. But at this point in the game,
I don't think he used it because he was like, well, I have a super idol. Yeah, it would suck to use it this early on in the game, but if it keeps me in the game, it's going to keep me in the game.
No, he didn't have a super idol at this point. He only had one hidden immunity idol.
Wait, he did. That's right. He didn't get the Vesely.
No, he got the one. He got the Exile Island one.
That's right. All right, sorry.
No, it's sorry. At this point in the season, the only hidden immunity idols in the game, Duke has one. So Duke has one. Wusty has one. Josh has one from Exile. So Vesely one was thrown in the fire when Josh left, and then there's one more that's going to be hidden with the merge, but we'll talk about that in a second. Because right after Masterfy's vote off, the tribes merged into one, all three of them. So coming into the merge, yeah, with an auction. But coming into the merge, there were 3 original Uner, 3 original Vesely, and 4 original Magicka, which is actually really interesting, at least for me, because when you look at it, after Magicka dumped Reid, they got second consistently in all of the challenges.
Mm-hmm. They were a strong tribe.
They were a very strong tribe. Like, they were actually statistically the strongest, because, like, even though they got second most of the time, they still only went to tribal once out of the 5 times. So it does kind of show you they went into the merge with the most numbers. So strictly, if they were to stick by tribal lines, then Magicka statistically should be the ones that like steamroll to the end. But like, if you're looking at the spreadsheet, that clearly didn't happen.
Yeah, definitely. So, like Dylan was saying, like, we went into merge with a survivor auction, which is what you see normally on the show. It's basically them that's either covered or something. Sometimes they show them, sometimes they don't. And you just have to risk it. You get, I mean, like, there's been a couple that they don't cover up.
No, we covered
like,
all
peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, you guys didn't, but like in the normal show they don't. Anyway, like I was saying, you just kind of had to risk it, and like you had to bet the most and hope that you got a good item. Some were good, some were like disadvantages, and because of that, Sam ended up winning individual immunity for the next tribal council, correct?
Yes, Sam did end up. Sam bought himself immunity through the auction, which was very interesting for us because we realized that Sam was kind of a quiet figure throughout this. He was kind of like the swing vote, not really a swing vote, but like during Bunny's blindside, he could have messed the whole thing up, but like He was just.
Who reminds me of as a player this season?
Who does he remind you of?
Like Sugar Kipper, not like the personality of Sugar Kipper, but the fact that he was a
Sugar, you are an uneducated, unemployed leech of society.
Yeah.
The only thing
And
I
I'm
would do.
really always swing vote every tribal. Always played both sides, which is super good in a game like Survivor because not everyone's going to talk to everyone, especially when this season was so clicky.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But with the season being so
And
clicky,
he was somebody who like pulled because of like other seasons. There's people who got caught playing both sides, and it ended up not ending good for them. He was somebody who didn't get caught.
Yeah. But following.
and
Go on.
go
Sorry.
ahead. No.
No, because I was just about to move on, but go on.
Oh, so was I. So
Oh, well, I was gonna say that going into so the next immunity challenge ended up being a parkour challenge where they had to complete like 6 different parkour courses. First person to complete them. It was a parkour one.
6, yeah, 6.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
the parkour.
So going into it, they had to complete six parkour courses. First person to complete each one would win individual immunity, and
Before we get into it, we should probably say the advantages and disadvantages for each person.
I don't remember them.
They were just like delays and like head
Yeah.
starts.
Shay, I think Shay got a disadvantage where she had to she had a disadvantage in the immunity challenge. She had to share it with
Wait
someone
10
else.
seconds.
Yeah, she had to wait a few seconds. She showed it with Teemo. Wusty bought the suit of greed, which meant he had to wear a leather suit until the finale. What else was there? Smooth bought an advantage, I think, right?
Smooth bought all the tribe
Oh yeah,
buffs.
Smooth bought the buffs, and who bought the advantage in the immunity?
Was it
like
Duke?
like the idol. That's the advantage was Teemo. Teemo bought that.
Oh well, Josh bought Josh had to announce to the tribe that he bought an empty book. However, he really did get a clue to the hidden immunity idol, which was really I think we all see where this is gonna go because it did kind of nudge nudge. We all know he already has one, so the fact that now he has this private clue that no one knows about, it's like
It's a game changer.
yeah, it was really a game changer.
I say game changers. Josh
Yeah.
the game changers.
But yeah, so
With that being said,
We'll get into later. I don't really game changer. I don't know. There's something. No offense. I love you, Josh. If you're watching, I highly doubt you are. But like, you kind of messed up, to be honest.
but what shocked me about this challenge was when we started. Basically, everyone started at once besides Shay since Teemo won the advantage, so he basically canceled out his 10-second disadvantage. And Shay got the disadvantage, but even with being the disadvantage, Shay got second in this competition.
Shay did kill it a lot, but I do think Smooth did get up there. Smooth, every time we've done this challenge, Smooth wins it, and it's just like that's what kind of like it surprised not almost every time that we've done this challenge. Smooth has won it. He's won it multiple times, but he does have strategies that he uses to get through this one because like he goes to the hardest ones first because no one else is there. Everyone else goes to the
A lot
easy
of
ones.
people go to the easy
Yeah, everyone pretty much.
ones.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone goes to the easy ones first, so he goes to the hard ones because he knows no one's there, and he pretty much just works his way down from there, and then he has the easiest one for last, which is pretty much just like it's a really smart strategy going into it.
Yeah, which we're changing now, but
Shut up.
And now we get to go into one of the most iconic tribal councils,
which Smooth ended up winning though.
and that would
Yes.
inspire advantage in the future.
Yes. So, go.
Maybe you want to just.
Do you want to take it, Dylan?
I will take it because Hannah's cutting out.
You're cutting out for me though.
Test, hello.
Like I can hear you when you say test, but like otherwise I don't.
Pussy, marijuana.
I hate you.
Okay. Obviously you can hate. So going into this tribal, WustyCarrots, the Wusty.
The one that Dylan wants.
Basically he was the main target. But with that being said, Wusty being the main target, he wanted to gather numbers to get out Duke and Teemo. Probably Teemo, but Duke was always another option just in case someone played an idol. So with that being said, we go into the vote. I believe it's 6 votes for Wusty, 3 votes for Duke, and 1 vote for Teemo.
Yes. And if you
Understand it?
can I say something?
Go ahead.
If you look at the votes for Wusty, there is a very common theme that all 6 of them are from the Discord called
Brady bunches.
So the 6 people that voted for Wusty were Duke, Chelsea, Sam, Josh, Shay, and Teemo. So looking at that, it's just like you see that there's this trend, and then you can see Jaison and Austin voted with Wusty to try to like get what is it to try to get Duke out, but it just didn't work. And then Wusty told us after the season that he didn't really read the rules of the advantage correctly because he thought that it would mean that with one vote, since Teemo only had one vote, Teemo would be going home. But what really happened was that since Chelsea, Josh, Shay, Jaison, and Austin all had 0 votes, they all went to a tiebreaker. And that really was kind of detrimental to Wusty's game because...
Family's yelling.
What?
Mine, sorry.
It was kind of detrimental to Wusty's game because then going into the next tribal and the preceding ones, it feels like Teemo is just another vote to get Wusty out, like, all the time.
I do think it was smart for that group of people to align with each other, because if you're friends with someone, how are you gonna go with a different group, you know?
Yeah. You'd also be perceived as a snake.
Especially when you all trust each other. So we later into the
Oh my god.
them all trusting each other already, it made sense for them to all work together. It just sucks that Oh.
And then we look at this revote where it goes to like it's 5 votes. Duke, Sam, Wusty, Teemo, and Smooth are the ones voting. So they have to vote for Chelsea, Josh, Shay, Jaison, or Austin. So yeah, no. Oh, and Duke played a hidden immunity idol before Wusty played the vote flip, so that because Duke was scared that he was going home, which I think was it, or no, it was the other way around. Wusty played the vote flip and Duke played the hidden immunity idol.
He was safe no matter.
No, it was actually Wusty played the vote flip and then Duke played the hidden immunity idol because Duke was scared he didn't get any votes and he wanted to just be safe anyway.
Duke thought ahead no matter what the option
Yeah, no,
was.
Duke, he didn't realize that he was the target. He thought that he got no votes, so he just wanted to protect himself. Which was really smart for him, like, thinking about it, but, like, realizing he had votes and he could have saved his idol, it was kind of like,
And,
I
like,
saw that.
Somewhat an underrated
Duke
fact
wasn't
that
under,
is kind of, he reminds me of a player, like not a certain player, but he's that type of player who thinks 2 steps ahead, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad.
I call this move being 2 steps ahead.
2 steps.
Okay, but then you look at the revote where it goes with the 5 votes, and you realize that obviously Duke, Sam, and Teemo are all going to vote together because they're all from that big alliance, and back on the Vesely tribe, it was kind of expressly said that if there was another tribal immunity challenge, Austin would be the next target for Sam and Josh. So Sam and Josh both Josh didn't vote, but Sam voting, he kind of did turn the tides and tell them that it would be a good idea to vote Austin, like, because if they didn't vote together, it probably would have gone to another revote, and it would have been, and if that wasn't unanimous, they would have gone to Rock. So
About Duke,
what?
2 steps ahead, kind of. If he didn't do that, if you think about it, if he didn't play his idol, right, and he never got votes, it would have been another tie.
If Duke's idol was pretty much useless.
Oh, but if Duke didn't play his idol and he didn't get votes, it could have been another tie. He thought ahead.
Oh, yeah.
No, he would have voted with them. He would have.
Oh, yeah, because if he didn't get votes, it would have been. Yeah, you're right. It could have been 2-2, but I don't know. That is a big thing I didn't even realize.
What we have done, I don't fucking know.
No, you're right. I don't know. We can't get in the head of this Kermit the Frog, but
it's so cool to think about, though. You know?
Yeah, but obviously this iconic tribal had to end in a pretty sad way. Wusty couldn't save his alliance that came into the merge 6-4. He couldn't save them, and Austin goes home 3-2. So at that point, it feels like it's kind of the turning point. It's kind of like a pagonging, but not really with tribal lines. Because then Wusty was obviously going to be the main target, but Wusty wins individual immunity. And then this vote looks very messy on paper, but the whole alliance that voted Wusty at the last tribal votes Smooth, except for Duke, who Duke realized that if Smooth had a hidden immunity idol, he should vote for Josh just to get a vote in there, just to make sure that he would be safe. with Wusty voting for Josh again after the revote, like at last tribal, so he's voting for Josh as well. And then Teemo also votes for Smooth. And then Jaison and Smooth are kind of like, I don't know what was going through their heads at this point, because Jaison votes for Chelsea, and then Smooth votes for Jaison. So I was kind of confused looking at this and being like, wait, what are they doing? So it was kind of weird seeing that, but yeah, that's pretty much how it ends for Smooth.
Poor Smooth.
Yeah, poor Smoothie. The next community challenge, I don't even remember what it was. I think it was the endurance, right, with the water.
But Josh ended up winning it. With Wusty not having immunity, that entire alliance, well, almost the entire alliance agreed. Okay, yeah, Wusty's the...
They did split the votes.
It split the votes between Jaison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 3-3. That entire group of 6 decides to split the votes 3-3 in case Wusty did use an idol, which he ended up doing. Wusty... Wait.
Oh, I think we had
This
it
is so
incorrect. No, I think we had it incorrect. I don't think Duke played his hidden immunity idol when he played the vote flip. I think we had it wrong. I think Duke played it when Wusty did.
Yeah, because he thought it was an idol.
Yeah. Oh, well, no. The fake idol was at the next one, though. But that was the best travel season. But yeah.
How he thought it wasn't Wusty had the idol.
Yeah, we apologize, but it... No, but look, because Duke's votes were canceled.
Yeah.
Like, the votes for Duke were canceled out. But yeah,
Yeah.
going into this tribal, the Alliance of 6...
So...
The Alliance of 6 had really minimal opposition. It was literally Teemo, Shay, Josh, Sam, Chelsea, Duke against Wusty and Jaison. With Josh having immunity, the Alliance of 6 just easily split their votes 3-3. And then we apologize for saying that Duke played it here. I remember hearing that. I remember that happening, but I guess it didn't. It was here that Duke played his hidden immunity idol, which saved him because he was scared that if any one person in his alliance had flipped to their side, then Duke would have gone home. And that is completely true because if whose votes were it? If Chelsea, Shay, or Teemo had flipped on him, then he would have gone home 3-2. And we do see that him, Shay, and Teemo's relationships with each other, they do start to get really shaky here. And we're gonna see it at the next tribal a lot more, but like, it was a very big turning point in the game when he started to realize that Duke's alliances were like really shaky. But yeah, the next tribal was a very big turning point in the game. If anyone wants to take that,
I think like they ended up being shaky because a lot of people realized, okay, Final 7, serious. Everything is a game now because all these people are really competitors.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of thing. And they will do anything to say they did a move. That way, when they get to the final tribal, they can be like, oh, well, Don Duke, you know. And I think that's where a lot of trust disappeared was because of everybody wanting to say they made a move at the final tribal.
Yes, that's definitely trying to build your resume is a very big part of this game, and like
that's what it's called, a resume. I wanted to say that, but I didn't know what the word was.
At this point, Sam wins immunity, and it seems like it's just all over for Wusty. But while walking in the forest, Wusty, we start to drop hints in the chat to everybody that there is an advantage out there. So Wusty, thinking it's a hidden immunity idol, runs. He tries to find it, and he does end up finding a fake hidden immunity idol kit. And with the fake idol, he shows it to Duke and tells Duke, like, I have an idol. I'm playing it tonight. I don't care if you guys vote for me, but I am playing it. And Duke at first doesn't believe this, but then once talking to his allies, Duke realizes that, well then, this could actually be a thing. Why are we gonna let the Wusty decide? Why would we pile 6 votes on Wusty to let it be 6-1, and then have Wusty cancel them all out and have a sole vote? Like, he realized how dumb that would be. So he goes to Teemo and tells Teemo, I think it's time that we vote Shay out. And this is where it breaks. This is where his relationship with Shay just completely diminishes. But Chelsea, Shay, and Sam all decide that it would be smarter to get Teemo out at this point. But Josh wanted to be loyal to the alliance. He wanted to vote Wusty. And then Wusty was really out of the loop of the 6-person alliance, like, turning on each other. He ended up just voting for Duke, which, I mean, it is a smart idea for him because if anyone else had voted for Duke, it took like 3 out of 7 votes to get
It could
Teemo.
have tied.
It took 3 of 7 votes to get Teemo out. So like it was a really, this was just a really messy tribal, but it was really good because you realize like, hey, this is where the alliances started to crumble and it started like usher in like a new point in the game.
So because of that, Teemo goes home 3-2 to 1-1. Now we're in final 6.
And it,
Duke ends up winning, and I think Duke at this point kind of was like, you know what? I'm not going home. I'm playing for myself. Let's go ahead, even if this idol is fake or not. Let's pile up our baskets because, hey, I'm not going to be the one who's going home. So he told that entire 6-person alliance to vote Wusty. Wusty voted Josh. Josh ended up playing an idol, but at all because Wusty ended up going home 5-1.
Yep, with the 1 vote being canceled out. So it was really like,
5-0.
Josh realized that now he has 2 idols at the final 5. At the final 6. So he just realized he's just gonna idle himself to the end. At this point, he's just gonna he's gonna play one at final 6, play one at final 5, and then he can just try to slide through final 4 and get to the end. So that's basically what his game plan was going forward. But looking ahead, it didn't follow through with that. So Josh does do this. He plays the idol. He's safe. And then going into the next immunity, Sam starts his immunity run back up. This is his 3rd time having immunity at a tribal council. And then Josh and Duke start conferring, and they realize that, hey, we need to actually band together, because now that Wusty's gone, there is no target for us. Now it's time for us to actually start, like, really playing the game. So that's when Josh gets intel from, I think it was
Oh my god.
Sam. It's possible it was Sam or Chelsea. But Josh and Duke, no, I think Duke got intel from Chelsea that they were voting for Duke. Or, I don't know, someone got intel and Duke and Josh somehow knew that they were voting for Duke. So, knowing this, they knew Shay was leading the charge to get Duke out. So what happened from there on was Josh went to Tribal, played his hidden immunity on Duke, nullifying the 3 votes for him from Chelsea, Sam, and Shay, and then the only 2 votes counted were Duke and Josh's, which were for Shay. So Shay goes home with 2 votes at the final 5. And this was kind of Duke's move because I could be wrong here. It could have been completely Josh's idea to play the idol on him, but I think Duke had to convince Josh to play it. But that's just me.
Dylan, do you want to explain Final 4?
Dylan?
Oh, I just kind of want to sit here.
Alright.
Okay.
You want to go for it? Should I take it?
Final 5?
We just did Final 5.
No, we're at
Final 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do Final 4.
Okay.
I want also at Final 3, I want us to each defend each one of the people. I just choose to defend Chelsea. But anyways,
I'll do Sam. Do you want to?
Perfect. Jay will do job. So in Final 4, so after Josh just used his idol on Duke, basically, in most people's eyes, you think, oh, Duke and him found to like besties for the rest. He's like, ah.
That was the dumbest thing you've ever said.
But it's true. Like in most people's minds, everyone's gonna think, oh,
You would think like they're ride or dies.
This comp, it's a maze. You have to spell the word final, and then it's a 3, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So, in the beginning, it starts out with Chelsea and Sam in the lead. Chelsea and Sam continue to be throughout the lead. Chelsea loses her lead, and Sam ends up winning the final tribal council. Just a little ahead of Chelsea, which is fine, though it just built up a resume more for Chelsea. But as you're going on, you're thinking, oh, Sam's won 4 immunities now. Like, he's doing great. He hasn't got a vote against him unless the second tribal. So you're thinking, oh, Sam's doing great. So going into the tribal, Sam and Chelsea are obviously going to band together. Sam and Chelsea have banded together the whole season. They voted together literally the same every time. Meanwhile, you think Josh and Duke would go together, but they don't. In this case, Josh thinks he has Duke on his side, and in this case also, Duke says, Josh, I'm with you, and even if there is a tie, they wouldn't do fire making. They're just bringing it down to like rocks, and that's where Jaden made fire making.
Yes, Josh and Duke were talking about. Yes, it's gonna be 3-1. We're gonna get Chelsea out right now because they're not even ready for fire making. They, as in production. So that's when I ran and made fire making ready. But
Meanwhile, I didn't know about this, so I was like, "Oh, living."
yeah, but so in his mind, I think Josh knew he was probably gonna go to fire making. Hello.
At least he thought he had. Yeah, we hear you. At least he thought he had a chance.
Yeah. So Josh thought that, hey, I think I'm gonna go to fire making against Chelsea, and I think I can win that. So Josh was pretty much set in his mind. He knew he was gonna go to fire making, and I think Sam obviously knew he was safe. Duke realized that he was the swing vote, and he also realized that he had a better chance of beating Chelsea and Sam in the end than he did with Josh, because Josh had a bigger resume. Josh was like, he was kind of he headed the alliance or the blind side of Bunny pre-jury. He was kind of just that. He was always that like middle vote. He did always go along with their plans with the 6-person alliance, but like he was kind of just he was a big contributor throughout the game. So Duke realizes this, and he's like, why am I gonna waste my time? Why am I gonna make myself like? Why is it just gonna? Why am I? Sorry, I'm like trying to put it into words. But Duke realizes, why am I gonna put myself in this position where I'm gonna lose, but I stayed loyal? Why not just cut him now because I know I'm gonna win? So that's when.
And that makes Duke a better player.
What?
That's what I think changed the game around for Duke, because at the time I remember
Yeah.
everyone was very bitter against Duke because Duke was playing such a loyal but dirty game to others, but a loyal game to his alliance.
Definitely. Duke and Josh were kind of the leaders of that like Bunch's alliance this whole time. Like they were the ones that were kind of up there, and they were the ones that were like always making the decisions and always like telling.
Chelsea and Shay were like kind of like working with the other side, like they were willing to flip if it came to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so in the end, we are shocked when we're reading the votes, and we realize it's 3-1 for Josh to go, and we're just like open-jawed, open-mouthed, like when we see this, and we're just like, we're shocked.
Well.
We are completely like bamboozled about why Josh is going home. So then we read the votes. Josh goes home, and
Voted off.
final person,
You said
final person voted out of Survivor.
Very.
So the jury votes seem to be very split up until Dylan read the last one, and it ended up as a 3-3-1 tie at the final time.
Before we go, Jaden, I wanted each of us to stand a case for
Okay.
each finalist. So I wanted Hannah to go for Sam. I'll go for Chelsea. You go for Duke. So Hannah, and if you were a jury member, why do you think Sam should have won?
Sam was a competition beast. He won the most immunities out of anybody there, and he won 4. Technically, he won 3. One of them he bought, but still he was deserving. What is happening on the spreadsheet? The only reason why I don't think he only got 1 vote was because he was the swing. A lot of people saw him floating from side to side, making sure he was good with everyone. And even though he only got 1 vote, which was during the pre-jury phase, he unfortunately didn't win. And I feel like he would have been a deserving winner, and that's why he got most.
Yeah, he got
because he played more of a quiet, not really underdog, but like underdog. And because like I feel like he could have easily went home and like placed or something, because I feel like he was kind of on the bottom.
Yeah.
He won immunities, and that's what kept him safe most of the time.
Mm-hmm. I think lack of social game was what made him lose, not gonna lie.
Yeah, with Chelsea, it was we rarely saw Chelsea's game. People saw it more as like behind the scenes type of thing, like Chelsea constantly grabbing people, talking to people, always in a conversation with someone. And I remember on the jury list, Sam was very much at the bottom, same with Duke, but Chelsea was always somewhat in the middle, especially with people like Smooth and Austin, who were upset that someone like Duke got them out, which in the end makes you a better jury, yes, but at the same time, they didn't see it was basically the best of 3 evils. No, that's how or like the best of 3 evils. Is that it?
Yeah, the least of 3 evils.
You get the
So that's
best
how,
of both
and then on
worlds.
top of that, Chelsea with Shay being in the jury, that's already one automatically vote. That's her number one in the game. But with that being said, like she was able to make her moves under the scenes, and even though people didn't see them, she would still be deserving. She didn't win any comps, but I remember she came second in so many comps. It's just the fact that she couldn't pull it out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The whole game was not strong.
Going into
And Duke.
going
Also,
into
we should
Duke's game.
let's get rid of any controversy about the finale, Jaden, just ahead of time. But go ahead.
Oh, what do you mean? What did you say?
On the final vote.
No
We'll get to that in a minute. But so Duke is kind of just like, you see him, you know he's like, we've been saying it this whole time. Duke pretty much controlled the game. He went from day one, he was there, and he was like, I'm on the spreadsheet right now, I have it on the screen. We can see like from this point on, Duke convinced Chelsea and Teemo that they needed to throw these challenges in the beginning of the season. Like they needed to cut these people that were gonna flip on them, because he knew it was gonna happen. He was the one that targeted Wusty. He was the one that told his whole alliance, "Hey, I think it's time that we need to get Wusty." He like, because Wusty wasn't on tribe with him, but he knew that Wusty was gonna be a strong player going into it. And I think Duke, this might contradict what I said earlier. I'm sorry if it does, but I believe Duke was the one that got his alliance to vote Austin, but I know Sam probably had a hand in that. But Duke was probably the one that spread it around to vote Austin at the revote. With Smooth, I think Duke was one that like rearranged that target and realized that it would be smart. But Duke also played a vote on Josh just in case Smooth had an idol, because he wanted to keep himself safe no matter what. He knew that if he was gonna get a vote, he could have gone home, and that would have been the worst part of the game. So then at the Jaison vote, when Duke actually plays his hidden immunity idol, he's scared that his alliance is gonna flip. Even though he was loyal to them, he wasn't sure that they were gonna be loyal to him. So he's playing for himself at this point. He knows what he has to do. And then that's really evident, when we skip ahead to Final Four, and it's like, yeah, he flips on the person that's been with him since day one. Well, when they got to the merge, but like you can see that he flips on this person that he's been so close with, and like he sends them home, and it's kind of just, it really shows how much he was willing to go, like what lengths he was willing to go to win. And I think that's really a big thing that we need to realize when we look at the season and overall how it ended, is that Duke was willing to do whatever it took, and that's how his game played out. But there was a bit of controversy surrounding the final vote.
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, we won't talk about it then.
In the end, Sam ended up voting for Duke. Duke did deserve it.
So,
It sucks for someone like Sam.
Yeah, it's not going to. The thing is, we did not have time to do final speeches, which was a really bad thing for us, because I think if there were final speeches, I think Sam could have ended up winning. I think Sam had the chance. I don't know how deserving of a winner Sam would have been, but I do think Duke deserved it most out of the final three. And yeah,
I think they're all deserving in their own sense, socially, strategically, and like just getting yourself.
Yeah, if we look at it, in the final three there was a physical competition person, like in the final three there was a social person, and then there's a strategic mastermind like Duke in the end. So
yeah, definitely.
As Dylan was saying, it's the best of three. Or I don't even know if I'm using that phrase correctly. But yeah, it was a really good season. It had an iconic finish with a tie vote that had to lead to the third place person to break the tie base. So that was exciting. It was a good season overall.
Yeah, good finish.
Okay, and with ending off the podcast, we had to discover.
Jay was going to say something.
Whatever, fuck you. Fuck my drag, right? Go ahead, Jaden.
Oh no, I didn't really have anything. I was just saying that it was a very good season. It was a very good ending.
I was gonna talk about like host favorites and like why we chose each. Rob. With most Rob, we did Sam. Obviously, Sam was a front runner in our eyes since merge. He won competitions back to back, basically, and basically just was able to control the game socially and strategically alongside Duke and Chelsea. And we did host favorite as. What would you like to say?
Wusty.
Was Wusty. And Jay, would you like to explain why it was Wusty?
Well, Wusty, he was the cockroach for the 6 first months that would just not die. They try to vote him out. He
Yeah,
plays a vote flipper. He wins immunity. He plays an idol. And you can see that for these.
Jason was a big idol.
You can see for these 4 tribals since the merge happened, they were trying to get him out. He was a target for these 4 tribals in a row. And some could say it's advantages, but some of them with the fake idol, he was the one that single-handedly broke up their alliance, and he was the one that planted the paranoia that really manifested at Final 5. Because Wusty's fake idol, it didn't do anything. It was all in his ability to like talk to people and make them think it was real. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I think Wusty was just a very good player this season, and I do think he deserves host favorite the most.
Mhm.
So before we end off the podcast, we need to keep our social media. So join our Discord at Dajanamals. Like the links down below. We host Survivors, Big Brothers, upcoming Survivors.
I literally did all.
What?
I did this earlier before we started.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but our upcoming Survivors are Survivor Palawan. You can join the Discord, have a chance to play. Upcoming Big Brother is Big Brother Twisted Christmas. That's gonna be before Christmas theme type of like ideas, not so much Palawan. So join there. Love when my voice is really coming out. There we go. So join there. Some great games. Also with that, I think that's really it. Follow our social medias. We usually talk about them
Plugging
in
them on screen.
on screen. Don't put mine up there, please.
I'm cringing.
I want to kill myself, but yeah. Basically, guys, join the Discord. It's always a great time. We're a very friendly Discord. We have sister servers in there. We have helpers. We have almost all our winners. So it's just a very healthy community. We have great players in there. So make sure to listen to our future podcasts. Look at our Wikia when it comes out. All that, and that's it. Any other notes?
That was the most Dylan has talked this entire podcast.
Honestly, at this point.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point.
Hey, you want me to kill you first when you get in there? Honestly, at this point.
Thank you all so much for watching, and this is where we're gonna say goodbye. So everyone say goodbye in 3, 2,